So I'm a Bible girl, but I've been reading the Quran during Ramadan, and both texts talk about the stars and the luminaries and how they're meant for signs, that they're meant to be a guide and a light in darkness. And for a really long time, the collective has been so disconnected from the unseen. Why is it that astrology has been divorced from the actual sky? When astrology first came into practice, it was about connecting with the heavens as they were. And tropical astrology has been basing their calculations off of the sky from 2,000 years ago. Like, it has not evolved. And moving into the age of Aquarius, it is time that we course correct. Speaking of course corrections, eclipse season is time of course corrections, and I think that this is just a great time to talk about looking at the actual sky when we're looking at astrology. Why not? I just was listening to a video, and it's becoming like more and more disconnected for me when people are talking about how Neptune has entered into Aries. It's finally left Pisces. But it hasn't. Like, it genuinely has not. Not to mention, if you looked in the actual sky, that the Saturn-Neptune conjunction happened literally with the constellational art on the tail of Cetus, okay? And it's harder for me to listen because it's changing the vibration. It's a shift in the energetic signature and the frequency when we're saying that celestial bodies are in certain signs, in certain constellations, that they're actually not. So are we missing the point? Have we been missing the point as a collective? It's not to say that it's not even about things being wrong. It's about evolution, Aquarius, progressive, forward, future thinking. The stars have shifted. They're not where they were when we were looking at them. Y'all see the Merkaba? They're not where they were 2,000 years ago. The stars literally are not there. The fixed star of Sirius is not actually in the constellation of Cancer. It's at the throat of Canis Major, I think it might be. Bars, oh my God. So I'm just really passionate about this, and I think that we need to continue to speak on this, because most people, even as they're learning their own astrology, they're not. It is a perspective. It is a perspective. And let me just even say this, because when I moved from Indianapolis, Indiana to Las Vegas, Nevada, Indianapolis has 4 seasons. Shout out to the 4 seasons. I've never stayed there. But tropical astrology, it's seasonal, it's season-based. Aries starts at the spring equinox, whatever. But then when I moved to a place that didn't have 4 seasons, I'm like, well, what are we really talking about? Earth, air, fire, water, spring, summer, autumn, winter. Not everywhere has that. So then when I moved to Bali, Indonesia, it felt an even more dissonance, even more dissonance. I had learned about sidereal astrology, which is not necessarily equal to Vedic astrology, but I learned about that, and I was like, don't get ahead of yourself, Courtney, because you still trying to learn tropical astrology, so just stick with one thing right now. But then I've evolved over the last few years into studying the real sky. And I find it insane that it's really rare. I fuck with astrology, numerology, tarot symbolism, the occult studies, the seven sacred studies, the ancient studies. I fuck with that. So when I'm listening to so many people that are teaching and advocating and sharing astrological findings, it's not lining up with astronomical data. When we first started to study the stars, we were studying them as they were, the truth. Shout out to the truth seekers. We were studying the truth, but it has been divorced from the actual sky. So, what are we really talking about, people? And tropical astrology has its function, its benefit, it's all good. I just think about, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, Jack Black, when he played the Rasta guy. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all God. It's all good. At the same time, are we aware? Do we know what we're doing? Are we looking at it with intention? And why don't we want to look at the truth? Shout out to all the Pisces where really your sun was in Aquarius. You know what I mean? Like everything has shifted about 24 degrees, I think is where we're at right now, because every 72 years, the ecliptic, the stars, they shift roughly 1 degree, roughly. So after 2,000 years, we're way off. We're way off. Where is your moon sign really? What is your ascendant really? I just did a real sky placement for someone the other day. Someone's rising on the eastern horizon was the constellation of Cetus. Someone's moon was actually in Cetus. The asteroid Ceres, when I was born, was in the constellation of Cetus. My Chiron is in Orion. There's 88 constellations in the sky, 88 keys on the piano. There's more than just 12 constellations that the celestial bodies are moving through. Where was the Milky Way when you were born? Were any of your placements inside of the Milky Way? There's so much beautiful things about the actual sky if we would just look up. If we would just look up to the heavens, if we would just look up to God, if we would just look up to the stars, there's so much truth and guidance and light and signs, and it's meant to help us, to guide us out of darkness. My name's Courtney. And I am an advocate. I'm an advocate for us reconnecting with the truth, with the stars, with the sky, with the heavens, with God. Do you really know what you truly look like on the inside? Your soul? Do you know what that looks like? Do you know who you were at the beginning of time? Your true essence, the truth of who you are? Or are you wandering? Are you lost? Sending you so much love. See you in the next one. Peace.